A very good morning, welcome. It's Jeff Laughton on quite a busy Monday, the 27th of October. There are 4 flat meetings today and 1 jump meeting, and there are a lot of short price favourites around today. So I want to look through them to see whether they represent any value or whether we should look to be taking them on with something else. We had another profitable week on the private service last week, and we start this week with 3 very strong bets today. If you're interested in being a little bit more select or having a bit more on, then drop me an email at the email address below. That's jefflawtonmanagement@gmail.com. Now, as always say, make sure if you haven't already done so, then hit the subscribe button below, because at this time of year I don't put too many videos up, and rather than look every day, you'll get a notification from YouTube when one does go online. So let's make a start at Redcar. In the 12.30, Invisible of Tom Clovers is a short price favourite, about 2 to 5 chance, and I'm sure he's the most likely winner, but he's had plenty of goes so far and he does look quite ordinary. He's rated £7 higher than the other two who have a mark, but I don't want to be backing him, and I would suggest you don't either. I'm not saying he won't win, I just don't think he represents any value at that price. In the 1 o'clock, Nightwolf created a very favourable impression when he was 5th on debut in the Convivial Maiden at York. Now, this is always the richest maiden run in the UK, and so you get many winners coming out of that race. He was drawn widest that day. I think it was about 14 draw, and he was taken even further wide when the horse drawn next to him went right-handed out of the stalls, so he did particularly well to be staying on in 5th. The thing that I don't like is that he's changed yards from that of John Quinn to Seb Spencer. It's the same owner, but for some reason after such a good run he wanted to change to a different trainer. I'm not sure that Seb Spencer would be in the same league as John Quinn as a trainer. Having said that, if he runs anywhere near his debut form, he should be winning this. In the 1:30, Bay of Brilliance looks to follow up his win at Goodwood 5 weeks ago. He really ground it out that day, and the 2nd, 3rd and 4th all came out next time and won. And despite carrying a £7 penalty, he should be too good for these. In the 3:10, the Gosden's Military Cross looks to go one better than on his first 3 runs, where he's finished 2nd on all 3 occasions. Now, this morning he was 1 to 2 in the betting, but as I look at Betfair now, you can have 6 to 5 against, which I find slightly unsettling. Unless somebody knows something that I don't, that's a ridiculous price. He's much better than these. He was beaten only a short head behind an 80 rated runner last time, where the 3rd horse has come out and won since. Is an official rating £7 higher than the 2nd favourite, and I see no reason for this huge drift, and he ought to be winning this. Over at Lingfield in the 12.55, the regally bred Butterfly Beach makes a 3rd start. Both times she's run, she went off 6 to 5 favourite and well backed on each occasion because of her big reputation, but failed to deliver both times. I know that she was entered in a listed race before she made a 2nd appearance, which tells you that she's quite highly thought of. She cost a huge 470,000 guineas, so needs to start repaying that soon. I'm not sure about the drop to 5 furlongs, but she takes on some cheaply bought fillies here, and she should take care of them. At Newcastle this evening in the 5:15, Our Sin of Charlie Hills looks to follow up his win at Kempton 17 days ago. He'd already caught the eye on debut last year, but was even more impressive recently. He looks miles better than these and ought to be winning this. At Wolverhampton this evening in the 5:30, Sprightly Dance was given a fair bit to do on debut before staying on in 2nd. That was over a mile, and he should benefit from this step up to 9 furlongs. And out of all those, if you're going to do anything, I would say have a something like a treble. Our Sin, Sprightly Dance and Bay of Brilliance. It's going to pay about 2 to 1, 9 to 4 for that treble, and I don't see any reason why any of those should get beaten. At Wolverhampton, sorry, not Wolverhampton, yeah, Wolverhampton, the 8 o'clock, I lost my place. Sir Mark Prescott's King's Hand was a huge eye-catcher on debut 9 days ago. He seemed to be given a hell of a lot to do in rear, and he was also hampered when a horse pulled up in front of him. But he did stay on powerfully at the end in a closing second. He should be good enough to win this, and he also has 2 entries later on in the week in typical Sir Mark Prescott fashion. And if he wins today, he'll surely take one of those under a penalty. Now that's it for now. I'll be back sometime this week when I've got further things to tell you. And thanks very much indeed for dropping by.